Welcome back everyone to another fabulous CruiseAway show full of exciting getaways around this world of ours. It's time in this show to have perfect days in the Caribbean. Lots of exciting adventures to be had in the most popular region of the world for sunshine cruising. So get the cases packed and ready because you will be wanting to book one of these adventures, I'm sure. Before we head off into the sun, let's remind you of how our 2.5 decades of travel know-how really comes in handy for booking your next getaway.
Here at CruiseAway, we've been sending Australian travellers on amazing cruise holidays for over 25 years. Our award-winning team specialise in bringing you the best deals from all major cruise lines, sailing right across the globe. Whether you're looking to cruise locally or afar, with thousands of unmissable deals available right now, you can be sure we'll find you your perfect cruise holiday. So, if you're ready, let's go cruising.
Oh, I'm ready, and you don't need to say the Caribbean to me too often to get my attention. Let me tell you, I cannot wait. Have you ever been to the Caribbean? Do you know what? I haven't yet, but I am at the end of this year. And I tell you what, I'm going to have so much to say about it when I get back. And I think that's the thing, isn't it? If you've never been to a certain part of the world, it's so exciting to go and see it for the first time. Right, let's get some Caribbean adventures underway then, shall we? We've got 17 nights in February coming up, taking us to Las Vegas and New Orleans in the States, and a cruise with Royal Caribbean to the Caribbean coming up later. We also have a 12-night Dream Away package for May with 4 nights in Miami and a cruise on the biggest ship in the world, Icon of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, which includes on the cruise their #1 rated private island resort destination, a perfect day at Coco Cay, which looks incredible. First though, an offer that gets us to the Caribbean in the next few months. 16 nights, which starts on the 1st of November. And we're cruising the Caribbean with Carnival Cruise Line this time. We fly first off from Sydney to New York, and we're there for 3 nights in a hotel in the Big Apple. You weren't expecting that, were you? In fact, to be honest with you, I wasn't either. I forgot actually that you can cruise out of New York, and quite a few cruises do go out there, but usually we think of the transatlantics from there. But amazing to take a carnival cruise to the Caribbean out of New York. So what are you going to do on your 3 nights in New York then? What's on your list? I think for me, Empire State Building. I'd want to go and see the Ground Zero Memorial, of course. You definitely want to do that. And wandering through Central Park, I long to do that with a big burger in my hand. I don't know why, it just feels like you always have to have a burger in your hand when you're in New York. It looks amazing. I've never been and I can't wait to go. Really, you're going to be there for some fantastic time. 3 nights there, and then it is time to board Carnival Venezia. Now, Carnival Venezia is very, very interesting, actually. Our footage is just giving you an idea of life on board a Carnival cruise. Carnival Venezia is very, very interesting, actually. She's one of the ships that have come into the fleet from sister brand Costa a few years back. So she's lovely. She's actually got sort of Italian styling on board, including full-size gondola in the restaurant. But she's been given the Carnival twist. So she's got things like the Red Frog pub in there. She's got Guy's Burger Joint up on the pool deck, which is brilliant and included in your fare. So if you ever fancy, you know, the dirtiest, most wonderful, luscious burger as you've just come out from having a time splashing in the pool, it's there for you, and you can make all kinds of combinations and invent your own and all sorts, and it's just there for you and part of it. Love the water parks as well. That they are just brilliant on these ships. They're incredible. Talking of dining, because you know food is a big thing, and Carnival do food like none other. And I'll tell you why, because all of the different restaurants have a different look, have a different theme, have a different feel. You know, sometimes you can go to a place with many restaurants and all of the restaurants feel pretty samey. Carnival never. No two are the same, which is brilliant. And you've got speciality dining. You've got things like bonsai teppanyaki, which I know is going to be massive fun on Carnival. Talking of fun, fun is their thing on Carnival, by the way. You're going to have a brilliant time. There'll be impromptu parties happening up on the pool deck. You've got piano bars, you've got comedy clubs, you've got pop-up entertainment, you've got random things that the cruise director just suddenly invents one day and starts happening. And you'll find yourself joining in with things that, you know, you might be quite quiet, you might be quite reserved, you might be quite yourself to yourself kind of people. After your Carnival cruise, you will be a social butterfly. You'll love it. The people you meet, the atmosphere on board, there's music everywhere, there's smiles everywhere. It's an American cruise line, so the crew are great fun. And they make your holiday just feel like an absolute dream. That's all I can say. I smile every time I think about Carnival cruising because I know it's going to be great times for you. Now, remember on our cruise, and it's 11 nights this cruise, we're cruising out of New York. So we've got a couple of days at sea, and then we go to Carnival's private island, which is Half Moon Cay in the Bahamas. It's 2,400 acres and it is brilliant, let me tell you. So much for you to enjoy. Lovely sandy beaches, wonderful pristine waters there. You can snorkel, you can kayak, you can catamaran, you can paddleboard, or you can actually go horseback riding on the beach, or you can just relax on a lounger and do absolutely nothing. And it's just you and the people from the ship. Amazing. We cruise on to Grand Turk in the Caicos Islands there, which looks just so relaxed and chilled. Very charming. Just retreat to a beach here with a good book and a cool drink, and you can kayak and paddleboard the wonderful waters here as well, or head up to the lighthouse. Next, we move to Amber Cove in the Dominican Republic. Country World Adventure Park is here. There's a zip line and a challenge course if you like the physical, or an ATV drive maybe to the hillside, or again, choose a beach. San Juan is next in Puerto Rico. You'll love the old town here if you love just escaping for a nice glass of something or a cocktail. It's very, very charming. So it's kind of party meets old world. It's gorgeous, San Juan. And then we move on to St. Thomas in the US Virgin Islands, Charlotte Amalie. Lush tropical surroundings here. Loads of beaches to just disappear to. If you love your scuba diving, again, you're going to love this. 3 days at sea to round off the cruise, back into Manhattan, and then we'll transfer you off to JFK, the airport in New York, for your flight back to Sydney. I mean, even just say people, I'm just flying back from JFK. I just love that. The bragging rights on this holiday are massive, aren't they? You've got 3 nights in New York, then you've got your fabulous cruise, you've got your private island resort of Carnivals to spend the whole day at, and it's just you and the people from the ship, because it's exclusive to Carnival. It belongs to them, that particular resort in the Bahamas. Lots of the cruise lines are doing this kind of thing now, where they have their own private resort. So you kind of feel like you've got it to yourself. Incredible. Such a lovely package, this one. The cruise itself, of course, full board, so much included there. You know, lots of food, your entertainment, activities, you know, facilities galore. It's just brilliant. End of the cruise, that transfer from the port in Manhattan to JFK to fly back to Sydney. That's the bit about this I love the most. Let's have a look at the price tag for the whole thing. Let's get this booked. Can I come? I'd love to come with you. Look at that. I would love to come with you. In fact, this is, while this cruise is on, I think when it's just before I'm heading off to the Caribbean myself. So actually, if you're going on this, when you get back, drop me some emails and ideas of things to do in the Caribbean. I'd love to hear from you. 4,699 per person. Here's the upgrade prices as well if you want to go from inside to an ocean view, to a balcony, or even up to a suite. There are all the price tags for you there. You're going to have the most amazing time. And listen, if this is just you two as a couple, whether it's the whole family, whether it's multi-generations of the same family, remember you can all go off and do your different things. You can share cabins as well. Remember, they have family cabins. So again, talk to the team about all of that. We can make all of that happen for you. Any questions whatsoever that you have, call. Don't sit there and wonder, call us, because the Caribbean is waiting you. It's calling you right now. So call us and make it happen. 1300 412 358. It's an incredible opportunity. Carnival will look after you like you would not believe. You'll have such a great time on board. If you've never sailed with them before, I would highly recommend it, because if you like a smile on your face on a holiday, which is everyone, then you're going to love a Carnival cruise. It's as simple as that. And listen, it's great even if you consider yourself a slightly more traditional cruiser, and you know, of an evening, your thing is, okay, well, we'll have a gin and tonic in the bar, we'll go to dinner, we'll go to a show, we might have a nightcap, and that's us, done. Fine. But if you're like me and you're like a little bit of a boogie at, you know, something AM, then also you're going to love that as well. So you've got people of all ages on board. Right, Let's stay in the Caribbean, but let's switch cruise lines this time. 28th of February, you and I wish it was me as well, over 17 nights are going to Vegas, the Big Easy, and the Caribbean. Where should we start? My favourite place? I'm about to go to Vegas, and this starts flying you from Sydney over to Las Vegas. There I am on trip number 2. I'm gonna when I get back from my next trip, which is it's not far away at all, there'll be a new one of those pictures. And Las Vegas, you are there for 5 nights in a hotel. Now you're there in February. There'll be plenty going on in terms of shows. Lots of the hotels have shows. You can book up shows in Vegas very easy online before you go, and book up the tribute act shows and things like that, because they are absolutely brilliant. If you've never been to Sin City, it's a crazy place, absolutely crazy bonkers. It's my favorite place in the world right now. Because I love it and I just can't get enough of it. In fact, I'm about to go for the 3rd time in about 2 years, which is just ridiculous. Having never been to the States, I went to Vegas and that's it, fallen in love. And I've done that zip lining down Fremont Street in downtown there. Take a little bit of a private tour drive if you can up and down the strip one evening, because your eyes will be on stalks. It's brilliant to get photos and videos of. Go around all of the hotels. Listen, if you think Vegas is all about slot machines and gambling, yes, it's there for you, but you can have the most amazing holiday having never put $1 into a slot. I can promise you that. The sights and sounds that you will see there are incredible. Remember, on the doorstep of Las Vegas is the Grand Canyon. There are lots of tours, helicopter road tours, ATV tours that will take you out towards the canyon. And the Hoover Dam and other kind of sites around. If you get a chance as well, do take a helicopter tour over Vegas, and then you'll realise how ridiculous it is, because it is this built up crazy wonderland in the middle of this mountainous dry desert. It's ridiculous, but you will have the most incredible time there. Let me tell you, you are going to love it. And you're there for 5 nights, and 5 nights, if it's your first visit, perfect, absolutely perfect. You will love it. And I tell you what, you'll really enjoy the relaxation and the calm and the quiet of the flight from Las Vegas over to New Orleans, and that's where we go for another stay. Now, this is the Big Easy. This is a complete contrast to Vegas, because Vegas is mad, crazy, bustling, busy. New Orleans, a little bit more laid back, a little bit more vibey. Lots of jazz, lots of music, lots of attractions, lots of things to keep you entertained. Again, another place where you will literally be taking pictures left, right and centre, because it is just such a fascinating place. It's almost like stepping back in time in some respects, going to New Orleans. But you've got these amazing shops, boutiques, independent shops. You've got the jazz bars, of course, the most amazing restaurants nearby. And as I said before, there's music, there's jazz, there's blues, there's every kind of music, coming at you from every which way in New Orleans. You're there for 3 nights in a hotel. And then, this is like 3 holidays, right? Because this is holiday number 3. This is your cruise. And this time we are cruising with Royal Caribbean on the Brilliance of the Seas, which I've been on board myself and absolutely loved it. This is Royal Caribbean at its finest. This is classic Royal Caribbean. This is not necessarily the new, generation of tallest, biggest, widest with, the most amount of thrills on it. This is kind of classic Royal Caribbean. And this is perfect for this cruise in the Caribbean, actually, because sometimes you can have a cruise where there's a little bit too much to do on the ship. You kind of feel like, I haven't really got time to go and see the ports because there's too much to do on the ship. But all the essentials from Royal Caribbean are absolutely on board Brilliance of the Seas. You'll have an amazing time. All the restaurants that you know and you love from Royal Caribbean, if you're a regular cruiser with them, are there. You've got Izumi on there. You've got Chops Grill for fine steaks if you want to go speciality for that. Plus, of course, you've got your favourites. You've got the Windjammer. You've got the main dining rooms too. And plenty for the kids, plenty for the family to enjoy. They've got lots of different kids clubs which are age appropriate. You've got the big screen up there by the pool to see the big sporting events. Sometimes it's movies and films up there too. Phenomenal entertainment, from the entertainment that happens in the atrium to the entertainment that happens in the theatre and various lounges around the ship too. So out of New Orleans, let's go to the Caribbean, to Cozumel first in Mexico, where of course you can go and see the ruins in Tulum. Go and swim the sea lions maybe, which would be a very, very nice thing to do. And of course, Mayan history is everywhere, as it is in Costa Maya as well, which is wonderful. Another part of Mexico, which is, again, just steeped in history. The Chachaben ruins there, which looks like the pyramids, but I guess it's the Mayan version of the pyramids, isn't it? Beautiful. Some big adventures you can have here. Georgetown, Stingray City. I'm going here in the Caribbean, and this is what I really want to do. It's a lovely experience to go and swim with the stingrays, and that's definitely top of most people's lists. Couple of days at sea, back into New Orleans, and it's good to have some sea days on that cruise because you want to enjoy both the relaxation and the adventure that happens on the ship itself. We'll transfer you, by the way, from the end of the cruise to the airport in New Orleans for your flight back to Sydney. Wowzers. What a holiday! I'll take any part of that, by the way. I would take any of the three elements of that as an individual holiday, wouldn't you? Just Vegas, just New Orleans, just the Caribbean cruise. We've stacked them up together in one amazing package, and I've got to show you the price because look, this should be your treat for next year. How many holiday plans have you got for next year already, realistically? Okay, right, so are we talking a blank sheet? Can you fit this one in? It's an amazing price. You think about what you're doing there. If that were just the flights over to Las Vegas and your stay in Vegas and the flight back, actually, you'd feel like you were doing pretty well. But remember, that is your flight from Sydney to Vegas, 5 nights in a hotel there. It's 3 nights in a hotel, the flight from Vegas to New Orleans, 3 nights in a hotel there, and then your 7-night cruise with Royal Caribbean around the Caribbean. And then your flight back from New Orleans back to Sydney. How? You better get calling. Here's the details if you want to upgrade while you're on the cruise part of this. That's stunning. Honestly, if you've never been to Vegas, don't have any reservations. I would say, don't have any reservations. It's somewhere everyone should go while they can, because it's just ridiculously ridiculous. It's a bonkers place, but you've got to see it. And I would love to see New Orleans for completely different reasons. 1, I haven't been there, and 2, it looks absolutely fascinating. And then you've got the cruise around the Caribbean. That's always going to be a box ticker, isn't it? And when you're cruising the Caribbean with Royal Caribbean, who spend most of their time, and most of their ships spend most of their time in the Caribbean, you know why. It's one of the most popular places to cruise on Earth. It's amazing, and you should be there. Okay, call us now, 1300 412 358. Right, let's stick with Royal Caribbean right now, and let's just get bigger with the ship. In fact, let's go, not bigger, let's go biggest. 6th of May, we've got a package called Miami Vice and the Icon, 12 nights. And we fly first from Sydney over to Miami this time. We've got 4 nights in Miami in a hotel. Again, Miami, beautiful beach city. Get down there on South Beach and go and be with the beautiful people. Wander up and down. Borrow some roller skates and do what they do. They roller skate up and down that promenade, don't they? I don't know if I can still do roller skates at my age, but I'll have a go. It's worth trying, isn't it? But wonderful Miami. And again, Miami's such amazing contrasts because you've got all the wonderful dining, you've got the amazing shopping, you've got the Art Deco, you've got different little Havana districts and other districts within Miami. Fascinating place. Really, really wonderful. It's a lovely precursor to the cruise you're about to take, and they don't get any better than this, and they don't get any bigger than this. This is Icon of the Seas with Royal Caribbean. She only launched in January, February this year. Of course, she was launched by the famous footballer Lionel Messi. He is her icon because she's not having a godmother. She's having an icon because she's called Icon. And it is the biggest cruise ship in the world. Until next year, when Royal Caribbean bring out Star of the Seas, I believe it will be, which will be even bigger. But let's stick with the biggest for now because this is your cruise. Look at the size of that climbing wall. It's incredible. Listen, you've got to do that too. Again, The Icon class, very, very different, turning a new page for Royal Caribbean. Again, divided down into neighbourhoods, but there are new neighbourhoods this time. This is the ultimate family cruise as well, by the way, because you know you've got parts of the ship, neighbourhoods of the ship that are exclusively just for families, which I think is, you know, just incredible. The Aquadome, the Aqua Theatre on this, honestly, you've seen nothing until you've seen one of these Aquadome shows. The Aqua Theatres are just, you are there with your heart in your mouth watching these shows, the incredible talent. It has Central Park, of course, which a lot of the larger Royal Caribbean ships have, which is just so serene and beautiful. I mean, look at this, just at every turn you go on this ship, it's just more, I'm just thinking Instagram moments everywhere, aren't you? You'll be taking pictures left, right and centre. You must remember to spend plenty of time just enjoying this ship. And let me tell you, since she launched, or when Royal Caribbean announced the launch of Icon for the launch season, which of course is happening right now, they have never sold more cruise places ever in their entire history than the launch of the early sailings of Icon of the Seas. It is like the world is waiting in line to get on this ship. And I can see why, because she is so very different to any other ship there is anywhere else in the whole cruise industry, including from Royal Caribbean, because this is everything, the best of everything that Royal Caribbean did in Quantum, in an Oasis class, and just put all of those together and then added even more and made it bigger and better. Sorrento's, honestly, that's such a good place to go late at night for pizza. If you love your karaoke, if you love your live entertainment, you are just going to enjoy this ship. If you love water slides, then this is ultimately, this is like, I suppose, the cruise ship equivalent to like a Disneyland kind of offering, but on water. Do you know what I mean? Because it is just sheer wonder. And the great thing is, there is so much included in the cruise fare you pay. I mean, look at those area lists. I mean, it's just crazy. And this is just some of the entertainment offering, some of the most tech-rich and immersive entertainment you have ever seen in the whole of the cruise industry. Not understating it in any way, shape or form. This will be seven memorable nights, let me tell you. Remember, we're cruising out of Miami and we are going out to the Caribbean. Again, into Costa Maya as our first port on this one. Maybe you'll take a dune buggy. That's a pretty exciting experience, actually, whether you're driver or passenger. Really nice indeed. Then we move on to Honduras, to Roatan. All of these wonderful Caribbean ports, all about sea adventures. It's either zip lining over something or snorkeling under something. There are amazing places to go and explore. There'll be heaps of excursions on offer from Royal Caribbean. Maybe you'll just want to do your own thing and have a little wander, do some shopping. There's Cozumel, which is, again, full of history and full of wildlife as well. These are just perfect destinations out in the Caribbean. And as if being on the biggest ship in the world wasn't enough, it's also taking you to their thrill-seeking private resort, Perfect Day, at Coco Cay, which is like an enhancement of everything you've got on the ship, but on a private island. And it is enormous. And it has so much going on board. I heard something really, really interesting from one of the head honchos at Royal Caribbean who was in the studio with me not too many months ago. There are not one person lives on this island, right? But 700 people work on this island delivering the joy that is a perfect day at Coco Cay. And you port right up to the island resort itself. You're there for a long day too, so you can come and go as you want. There's food on the island, there's drink on the island, there's so many attractions too. And that's your final day on the cruise before you arrive back into Miami. And that's where, sadly, the story of this holiday ends and we fly back to Sydney. But what an incredible time you would have had. Wow. And this is the ship. Honestly, I have to tell you, the waiting, you know, there's always that restaurant you can never get a table at. You can never, months, booked for months and months on end. That's this ship in the cruise world, because people are queuing left, right and centre to get that perfect day at Coco Cay on Icon of the Seas. Let me show you the price tag for this incredible offer. There's so much included as well. Yeah, 6,299, and that comes up in May for you, which is brilliant. You need a good run up. You need to be telling everyone that you know, this is what we're doing. Yeah, we're getting on the biggest cruise ship in the world. This is the one, there's a wait list to get onto this cruise ship. It's amazing. And remember, biggest ship in the world wants to cruise on it. Here's the details if you want to upgrade, because you can upgrade to an ocean view and you can upgrade to different kinds of balconies as well. You can upgrade to balconies that look out to sea, but you can also upgrade to balconies that look inwards to the neighbourhoods of the ship. So over Central Park or over the aqua park or over the boardwalk, like the various places in the ship, you can have balconies that look in as well as looking out. It's amazing. So listen, you can book that for a lower deposit right now. Talk to our team, 1300 412 358. It's an incredible holiday. And listen, I can't urge you enough. Having seen what was the biggest ship in the world, Wonder of the Seas, which I was lucky enough to get on board, I know you're going to have a great time, because Icon is literally a new chapter in cruising for the world. And that's why right the way through until 2026, Icon of the Seas is literally backwards and forwards between Miami and the Caribbean, just going backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards and backwards and forwards with a waiting list you would not believe. So call us right now, 1300 412 358. Right, would you like to win a free cruise? Would I ever? Right, look at this, because all you need to do to enter our competition to win a free cruise, and it's a cruise for 2 people to the Caribbean for a whole week on the brand new MSC World America, is you see that QR code in the corner of your screen, top right? Looks like a, I don't know, some kind of funny puzzle thing. Point your smartphone camera at it right now. Don't take the picture, but as if you're going to take a picture, and it should deliver you a link. And that link will take you to enter our competition, which is worth up to $8,000. One of you must win our fabulous prize. You've got a massive choice of dates to choose from next year as well. This ship hasn't even launched yet, and you've got the chance to win a cruise for 2 to the Caribbean in a balcony cabin on the brand new MSC World America. You must have your entries in by the 31st of August. Apart from that, go for your life, tell your friends, and if that QR code thing didn't work for any reason, or you haven't got a reader or whatever, just go to the website, cruiseaway.com.au, and you'll find the link to the free competition there as well. It's brilliant. All we need is a few details from you, and that's it. You're entered. You could be winning that cruise worth $8,000. It's ridiculous. Got to be worth a go, hasn't it? Anyway, listen, talking of going, I've got to go now. We're here every day on Gecko, don't forget, 10 o'clock in the morning, and 2 shows in the afternoon at 1 and 4 o'clock. So I hope we will see you again back here soon for more from CruiseAway. Bye-bye.